Welcome back to another Time to Thrive live episode. This one is all about how to keep going when it gets tough, which is, I think, something a lot of us can relate to at some stage of our lives anyway. So if you're looking forward to this one and you're enjoying these videos, don't forget to subscribe, click the little like button and drop a comment below. Let us know if this has helped you or you relate in any way. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. We're all good. I literally haven't stepped outside for a breath today.
I'm the same though, to be fair. I'm just on back-to-back calls at the moment. So I'm just on screens all the time. So I try and make sure I have time to exercise or get out of the house too, because otherwise I would just burn out so bad.
I know it's a real struggle with working online, as much as, there's so much to be gained from it and your freedom and everything, like so many advantages, but that I find then my eyes are turned in because I've literally been staring at a screen all day and I'm like, I need to do something that is not looking on my phone or my laptop, please. You get really irritated.
Yeah, it's mad.
Appreciate your time here. We're here now. Would you like to introduce yourself to everyone who doesn't know who the fabulous Chloe Taylor is?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Chloe and I am the CEO and founder of unearthco.com, which is an online vegan marketplace for vegan certified beauty and fashion.
It's absolutely beautiful. I would highly recommend people to go and check that out. And it's unbelievable what you've built, because that is something that was massively missing in the market. Is that why you sort of created that? Because it's like a minefield trying to find these products. You're looking through, all the ingredients, is it then cruelty free? There's so much to sort of take into account whenever you do go vegan. Would that have been the reason that you did develop it?
Kind of, yeah. I actually created the brand when I was in university. So I was having to research deeply into a macro issue, and that I chose was sustainability. And I've been passionate about it for a long time. To be fair, I used to get bullied in school. I would promote Earth Hour and everything with the VW. So I've been passionate for a long time about it. And fashion and sustainability just don't usually go hand in hand at all.
Yeah.
And when I kind of delved a bit further into researching sustainability, I found so many studies saying that going vegan is the number one thing that you can do to significantly reduce your environmental impact. And before that, I was a solid meat eater. I was there is no way you are getting me to go vegetarian, let alone vegan. And then it was almost as soon as that kind of clicked for me and I found out, I was like, wow, I'm a massive hypocrite, because I'm preaching to the choir about sustainability and how important it is. Yeah, I'm not doing the one biggest thing that can significantly reduce my environmental impact. So
was it the planet for you that made you go vegan?
Mainly, yeah. Wow. It was.
I've not actually chatted to many people who it's been the planet. Mine was animals, really. I'd seen the documentary.
Really?
That's really interesting, yeah.
That's what made me go vegan. And then I was researching more deeply into it, and that's when I started watching Cowspiracy and What the Health and Game Changers.
They're the ones that
wow.
Yeah.
And after watching that, I was I've 110% made the right decision, one for my own health and for the animals as well, because it's just what they go through is just,
I know.
No,
I think you do start somewhere and then you feed into finding out all the other reasons, and it's sort of just it's adding
it's
up.
Almost like opening a can of worms, isn't it? You kind of just find so much more out about it afterwards. So I was really glad that I went vegan. But yeah, I found it really difficult when I first went vegan, not the diet side of it, but it was more so switching out my wardrobe for vegan options and switching out my beauty products for vegan options. I thought it would be really easy. I thought I could go down to Boots or whatever and there'd be some that say vegan on it. In Tesco, there's the free from section or something like that. I was okay, that should be fine. I'm sure there'll be a section like that for vegan products. and there wasn't at all. And some products would have vegan labeled on it. And I had a really bad experience where I then got home and was reading the directions for use on the back of a product. And it then said in the ingredients that it had honey in it.
Yeah,
and I was like,
beeswax and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm like, how is this being able to be classified as a vegan product and get on shelves? Like, how has this not been checked beforehand?
I know. It's so
like,
concerning.
This is awful. Yeah, and I was like, this is awful. Like, it's such false advertising, and I feel like a lot of brands do it just to jump on the vegan trend and to make money when they're not actually vegan products. And it really angered me that could happen.
Yeah. You're trying your best and, you know, thinking, oh, well, this is, you know, you trust if something's labeled vegan, and then you're actually getting home and looking. Most people would just be like, oh, it's fine, you know, it was only for you for looking that you were like, gosh, that's not actually vegan.
Yeah.
Was this years ago that you did this? How many years ago were you at uni?
Yeah. It was last year. So I graduated uni in June last year. So actually it was September. I went vegan September 2019. So it would have been around then.
Newbie.
Yeah. And I literally just completely threw myself into it.
Overnight?
Massively. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. From being a massive meat eater to just overnight, that's, if you can do that, then, I mean, anyone can, right?
Yeah, well, my flatmate at the time in uni, she was vegetarian, and she'd been trying to get vegetarian for the longest time, and I was having none of it. And then it was so funny that I just went vegan overnight, and I went vegan before she did. How funny is that? I know.
I'm guessing she went vegan then as well, eventually.
Yes, she did. Because I explained it to her, and she was like, oh, it just breaks my heart, like the animals and what they have to go through. And I was like, watch these documentaries and then tell me that being vegetarian is like still in line with morals. Yeah. And she was like, oh my gosh, she came into me like bawling her eyes out. I was like, no.
I know, I was the same. It's like you're literally just like, you have blinkers over your eyes your whole life. Like you're just doing what you do and you don't question it. But see, as soon as you see, it's like you can't, like you physically can't. Well, I don't know, obviously everyone's different, but I physically couldn't bring myself to eat these foods. I was like spending 2 hours trying to eat the chicken off my plate on a Sunday dinner, you know, all the potatoes and everything else fine, but like, it was the chicken. I was sitting staring at it like, this is an animal on my plate, like what it, you know, you're just like traumatized or something. I don't know.
Literally. It was awful, but I ended up then having to go through the PETA database and Vegan Society and Vegan Friendly UK, because I was like, well, if brands can just label their products as vegan and not be vegan, like I want to make sure that the products I'm getting are like certified and I know that they're 100% vegan. However, that was so long. It was such a tedious task to do, like going through a massive A to Z list of hundreds of brands that are certified. So I kind of like took note of all of the ones that I deemed fashionable and affordable that were on there. And then I was just like, hang on, if I can do, like, why, like, not everyone should have to go through all of this to be able to find products. And I was like, why is there not one site where all of these like decent, affordable and fashion brands are just like in one place? Like there isn't one. There's vegan marketplaces, sure, like there are a couple of them, but they also have food on there and they're kind of like trying to do everything, or they're like, they've got some vegan brands on there, but they're brands that you don't really know, you've never heard of, like you kind of have to build your trust in them because they're small and like not very well known, and they're also probably like super expensive, like I'm talking upwards of £100 for a dress or a jumper or something to
not a lot of people's budget.
And so what I wanted to do is have a site where it was like literally the sustainable and vegan second option to things like Boohoo and ASOS and Pretty Little Thing, because that's what's missing in my eyes. I feel like if people genuinely had a second option that was on the same price point, they would be all over it.
There'd be no real reason for them not to.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas I think at the moment, because there's nothing out there that's well known enough to be fashionable and affordable and vegan, people are still like, oh, well, it's more convenient to shop at Pretty Little Thing or Boohoo or Misguided, something like that. So if I can kind of act as that secondary option, then hopefully the world will be a better place for it.
Oh, definitely. Well, Chloe, you're doing an absolutely amazing thing, and it's so inspiring that, yeah, you have gone after this, because it is such a needed thing in the market. And that's exactly what I saw when, as a vegan, you're like, oh my goodness, this is like God's gift. All my Christmases come at once. You know, it really is. So I guess as veganism becomes more mainstream and it grows, that your brand will grow too.
Yeah, fingers crossed. To be honest, though,
like
I'm just
baby you've created anyway. Do you know, like, it's something to be so proud of. I mean, you created it through uni. It's such a passion project, and I mean, that's really fulfilling to you anyway, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's key for me. Like I had a business before this one, before I went vegan. This is like when I was 16. And it wasn't necessarily built off of purpose and the impacts it can have. It was very much on an economic standpoint and like a money-making business.
So
and I
totally
lost interest
different.
in it so quickly. I lost interest in it so quickly because I just couldn't find that motivation. But with this brand, because it's literally at the core of what my values are, it just seems so easy to be able to do it every single day and wake up happy and being like, do you know, I'm making a difference in the world. So that's really nice.
Really beautiful. Like, marrying your passion with your paycheck, I think, is like the dream that everyone should be sort of aiming for. And whenever I did sort of ask you, like, what sort of how to would you want to go down the line of, you did bring up how to, you know, keep going when it's tough. And so I was sort of wondering, that's a really niche sort of thing. And I was interested, you know, is this something that you've like been through yourself, or is this something that you daily sort of go through where things are tough? Or do you know, what's your sort of experience with that?
You know what? I think from building a business, and I've moved around quite a lot as well, I think it's quite hard to have a fall and pick yourself back up again. But I've kind of become a pro at picking myself back up again and moving on from like mistakes and things that I've made. And I know especially a lot of people can probably relate to that through COVID as well, because I think it made everyone have so many setbacks and lack motivation and be like, oh, it's the end of the world kind of thing. But for me, I think you've just got to look at the things that really interest you and the things that make you happy and do a lot of inner work to figure that out, really. And if you can, like you just said, you know, marry your passion with your paycheck and do something that you really, really thoroughly enjoy that doesn't feel like work to you, then that's key, really. That's what gets me up in the morning, because although it is a business that does have to make money in some way, like the reason I get up is because I'm like, wow, I get to have another day where I can make a difference or do something to, like, you know, build something bigger to make an even bigger impact in the world. And I think that's key for me as well. Like, what I found is I really shifted my mindset from, oh, I have to wake up to do this, or I have to do this today, or I have to do that, to I get to wake up today. I get to do this today, right? And
it's same. Do you know, like, thinking, oh, I have to go, and like anything you don't really want to do, like people would say, oh, working out. No, it's like, oh my goodness, we're blessed with these bodies. Like, we should be so grateful that we can move. And, you know, and yeah, I think it's key there, what you said as well, that, you know, I get to wake up and make a difference rather than having to think, oh my goodness, I have to get up and make money today to make ends meet. You know, really thinking, gosh, I'm really doing a good thing here in the world today. And like not really tying the money to it. And that's sort of a shift you've made from your economic business into this more purpose-driven one.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like, you know, you don't necessarily have to have a business that's making an impact in the world. Like it could even just be personal to you, you know, like, I get, like you said, I get to go and work out today, or I get to work on myself today, or I get to do something that makes me happy today.
Yeah, whatever
Even as
job
small
you're
as
in, I get to help so many people. Like if you're a nurse or a doctor or a lawyer, you know, you're still helping the world, like whether that's in your own business or working for someone else, you know, that really just being grateful for everything that you're doing and sort of like celebrating yourself for what you are doing rather than what you're not able to do as well.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the other thing that's really helped me as well. I've started to like get up in the morning. I won't touch social media. I won't go on my phone. I'll read a chapter of a book and just learn something new in the morning. And then I'll journal and I'll write down 3 top things I want to get done that day. And it's so satisfying just crossing those 3 things off. And they could be small, they could be big, but just 3 things. Like it doesn't have to be the world's longest to-do list, and you still feel accomplished at the end of the day. And then writing things down that you're grateful for, I feel like just puts you in such a good mood for the rest of the day and really just sets your energy levels to keep going.
That's an absolute magic morning routine, Chloe, if I've ever heard of one. I love that, actually. No, that's really, really helpful. So would you say that even though you have married your, you know, real like sole purpose with what you are doing in your life, that you still do, because I think it's maybe unrealistic for people to think that because that is, you know, what you're doing, that then there aren't any struggles, because you know, I was gonna say, you know, I can't imagine, or you would be some sort of super woman out here if, you know, because I would be doing that as well myself. But I mean, it doesn't mean there are no struggles or difficulties along the way, right?
Yeah, not at all. Like I got so emotional when I won the TikTok competition, actually, because look at that and be like, oh my gosh, she's so lucky, she's so successful, like she must have like so many opportunities. And like, yeah, I do, but it has taken so much to get to this point. And I think that's the part that people don't see of the journey. They don't see the struggles that you go through. Like I've had to sacrifice so many people to get to this point, which was at the time felt like the end of the world, and it was really upsetting. And it's things like that that make you not want to carry on at times, because you're like, well, I don't want to do it if I've not got that person in my life. However, the way I get through that is I always think like, what's meant for me won't pass me. And if I
love like that, Chloe. That's one of my honestly closely knit quotes. What's meant for you will not pass you.
Yeah, 100%. And what I had to kind of like get to grips with was, as much as you want these people in your life, you can't force that at all. No. And if you feel the slightest bit held back, or like you can't completely be yourself and you can't get to the goals that you've set for yourself, then you're outgrowing those people, and you need to let them go so that you can move on to the next part of your journey, really.
Yeah, Chloe, there's so much in what you've just said there, and that like actually whenever you are growing, whenever you do have passions, if you're around people that maybe don't share those passions, or really just the environment and the people you are surrounding yourselves with, that they can really drain you, or they can, you know, and you do see the difference. And if you're consistently, because I would be very much someone, I really genuinely care about people, I don't like drifting away from them, and I would really try, but that you do find, and I don't know if you've found, especially like going in and running your own business, like none of my friends are doing that, you know, I'm very much like a lone soul out here. So I have like lost a lot of people, because I guess, I mean, they just don't relate to you anymore, and you know, there's no real sort of similar things there that you would have had in common before. And so be flexible and to not be so trying to save relationships and everything, and just being more free and knowing deep within you, no matter like how difficult that is, because it's not easy, like it's really not easy. to lose like people that you love, and grow apart from them, but like knowing that that's actually making room for more relationships to come into your life and people that really will align with you and support you. And how beautiful is that opportunity? So rather than feeling sad about what you're losing, just think about all, you know, that you are and you're going towards yourself and everything that's coming to you.
Yeah, 100%. I love the phrase like your vibe attracts your tribe, because I think that's so true. And I personally went through that. It was on the lead up to the competition, actually. Like I had my relationship literally like ended because I felt like I was being held back and I needed to do what I needed to do. And so I started
very recently for you then, Chloe? Or was this
it was a couple of months ago.
A few months ago, yeah.
Yeah. And at the time it was like the world was ending and I was like, this is where I need the most support right now. However,
why could this person do this to me? Because, you know, of all that, a lot going on.
But what that did was it made me lean into myself so much more and do some inner work. And I would be sharing that with people online. I would be talking about the journaling I'm doing in the morning, the reading I'm doing.
You did share that online. So you had a platform, obviously, that you were showing up on anyway.
Yeah.
And so that actually probably helped you by helping others to get through that too.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I would share that I'm also going to the gym alongside working on the business and stuff. And I kid you not, like literally that month after I got published in 2 articles, I got nominated for the Women in Tech Awards. I got asked to be a panelist at the e-commerce expo in London at the Excel building in September. I got an invite to Vegan Camp Out for free.
Were you like just, is this real life? I'm so overwhelmed. Or were you just like, oh my gosh, this is...
A bit of both, to be honest. Because I was just like, do you know what? This really is just affirming to me that this really needed to happen for me to be able to put the energy I was putting into them back into myself. To be able
to invest so much in others that you don't actually realize how much that's taken away from you. And what I love and think really applies to what you've just said there is that your struggles really craft your strength, and see the times of most difficulty in your life that really just feel like they're crippling you and that you could just crumble and crack, that those really are the times of growth and that you really need yourself the most. And to really tap into that and just honor yourself that time, because look at all those unbelievable things that you actually achieved through such, you know, a traumatic time that you were thinking, you know, this is the worst thing in the world. And now you've a whole list of everything that just came about from that. It just goes to show you.
I know.
And it's the universe and then always has your back, right?
Yeah, I 110% believe in that. It's so funny. So then, you know, I was doing my journaling every single day and sharing that. So I found out that I'd got through to the next stage of the competition. And every single day I would write an affirmation being like, I am the winner of the Be Your Own Boss competition. And then it happened. And so many people question me on it. And they're like, oh,
and you can actually show them written down.
They so do. Yeah.
So I couldn't actually, you know, agree with you more. The amount of things I've written down, like that are just crazy, and then they come to be. Like I was on the sofa with Phil and Ollie on this morning. Like, you know, it's mad, like what you can just bring about for yourself. People think it's all woo woo, and I'm not writing down something that's never going to happen. Well, why don't you try?
Exactly. Do you know what it is? I feel like the more you write something down and the more you're really thinking of it and conscious of it, the more you start to believe it and the more you start to act like that type of person that would do those things.
Yeah, whether it's, you know, subconsciously or whatever, you are going to be doing those little things every day because you know that that's what you're going towards. And I think without writing it down, then you're not constantly having that refresher, because I mean there's so much stimulus in our daily life that I mean, just writing. I mean, that's not taking much time in your day, right? Just writing that down in the morning
No.
and setting the intention. And I think I like to say intentions also rather than goals, because the intention sort of sets the line that, okay, well, I would like to do this today. Goals more like, oh my gosh, I'm a failure if I don't do it. Whereas, if you intend to do something, then you're more like sort of wanting to do it. I don't know. I think there's a lot for language as well, and how you are talking to yourself and these kind of things.
Yeah, 100%. So going back to what you were saying, like in terms of losing people to then attract more people that are on your kind of wavelength, off of the back of me putting all of that energy out into the world and showing the different things and showing that I'm showing up every day and doing those little small things and working on myself, I've now got an abundance of people that are in business and are sharing the same mindset, like me and you connecting over social media and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
I just slid into your DMs. I'm so sorry. Like, I literally just at like 2 a.m. or something in the night, me sending you all these voice notes, us two plotting world domination. It was so funny.
No, it was brilliant.
But that you're actually speaking to someone who speaks your language, where they're not thinking, gosh, she's some freak from God knows where, some alien planet. And you're actually connecting with each other, and that's lovely. You'd be so blessed when you find people like that, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that's one thing that's kind of like always scared me, like especially with having like a social media platform and having an audience, because I think a lot of people can look at you and like subconsciously put you on a pedestal almost and feel like you're not approachable. But that's why I try and online show that I am human and I am real and I can laugh at myself to make myself seem more approachable, because underneath it all I'm still just me, I'm still just human. Do you know what I mean? So that was lovely that you were sending me all those voice notes at 2 a.m.
I know, because I never know what way people are going to take me, but I just show up as me anyway, like throw it all at them. And then if they don't like it, then they can just ignore me. Like, I've been ghosted 101 times. It wouldn't be anything new. There's so much going on, you just forget about it anyway. But I really appreciate you actually accepting me for who I am and being you with me as well, because how nice is that then that we've been able to connect and have such a lovely conversation here as well. And I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to Vegan Camp Out, but if so, then I will definitely see you there.
110% real. I don't have a tent, so no idea where I'm sleeping at this point.
Got people to go with, or are you going by yourself?
I know quite a few vegan influencers that are going, who I'm going to meet up with there. So if I do and you come, I'll definitely have to introduce you to them all, because they're all lovely people.
I wonder, will it be people that I know? Maybe, because I would be quite familiar with quite a few vegan influencers, but I'm not sure whether they're ones that you're connected with.
The people I am thinking of is Marnie here on Instagram. She posts about vegan food and fitness.
Okay.
She's got around 50k followers.
Okay.
And then there is Steph Likes Plants. She's got about 14k followers.
I know Steph Likes Plants because she's vegan friendly UK as well.
She is. Yeah.
She's lovely.
I've recently connected with her over the competition and stuff, so she's ace, especially with getting our brands like that we want to get on the site certified, so that's awesome. So she's going to be there. And Naturally Gina, so she posts about the food and lifestyle kind of thing and educates people on that, so I know they're going to be there, so I'm super excited to see them. It feels like I'm going to be able to meet all my vegan internet friends. It's going to be amazing.
I know. Oh my goodness, it's so exciting. No, because I would have always gone over to London for events and different things. And I don't know if you'd be familiar with Creative Impact Code. They used to be hbloggers.com. I would have gone to all their vegan events, but yeah, everything's happening in London. I know this is in Nottinghamshire.
It's in Nottingham, I think. Yeah.
But
which is
I'm hoping to get over, but as I say, then I think about it and I'm like, gosh, well, I don't have a tent, you know, what are my plans? Like, but I mean, then my friend said, oh, you can just go and buy a tent in Tesco, like, so it's not really
Yeah,
a big
you can.
deal. So
Yeah,
even if I
literally.
didn't travel with it or something, like I could just buy one
Just
over
get one when you get there.
Tesco over there, yeah. And then I'm
Yeah,
thinking, how do I set it up? I don't have no man. Am I just gonna try and get this tent up here? I'll have to go and
oh,
rent
bless
a
you.
man. Here, will you help me, please?
Just drop me some voice notes again, and I'll come and help you set it up.
Oh, can you set one up even though you don't have one? You're all good with setting it
Yeah,
up.
yeah, I should be fine.
Okay, well that's good to know. I'll definitely hit you up on that if I do come over. But yeah, it would be
Yeah,
lovely
you should.
to see you in the flesh. Do you want to let everyone know where they can find you online if
Yeah, sure.
yeah, they don't know you yet, so that they're
Yeah,
not left like without your vibe in their life?
yeah, of course. So on Instagram, my username is Chloe Taylor _UK. And my TikTok is just Chloe Taylor UK, no underscores on that one. So those are my main two social medias. And then I've recently just started posting back on YouTube again, and I'm vlogging everything that I'm doing with the business. And I'm going to start putting some more like educational how-to videos out on there for people that have just started to go vegan. So that's just Chloe Taylor UK as well. So that's me.
Great. Well, this is going up on YouTube, so I'll definitely include your YouTube link as well so that anyone can go and subscribe there. But I'm excited that you're getting onto YouTube because it's very new for me as well. Well, this Time to Thrive Live series, you're maybe about the 17th or 18th guest. So
Wow.
I've been doing it every week consistently. So it's really, really enjoyable just getting to chat with, you know, lovely people and sort of sharing their wisdom as well with everyone. It's such a, I don't know, it just feels very nourishing to me to just bring that sort of free value to people.
100%. I can totally get behind that. It's exactly what I'm trying to do too with my channel. So we're very aligned in that sense.
I love it. Well, I'm so thankful for your time, Chloe. Time to thrive for us all together, right?
Oh, I'm so excited to see where we both end up by this time next year. I feel like we've both got a lot of growth coming our way.
Oh, definitely. And through the challenges, they'll make us even stronger, you know?
Yeah, exactly that.
Well, thank you again, and I shall talk to you very soon. Another late night spam session.
That's absolutely fine by me. You can give me a break from all of my work that I'm doing.
Yeah, a bit of entertainment thrown in there. You have to have a laugh as well, like, don't you?
You do, 100%. Yeah, life can't be so serious all the time.
Oh, no. No time for that. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening and chat soon.
Yeah, sounds good.
Lots of love. Bye,
darling. Bye.
Let me know if you enjoyed this. I really hope so. And if you want to connect more, then you can come over to my Instagram. It's Surviving Now Thriving. I love to have a chat with you all and connect on there. So until next time, I'll see you then.